Okay, back with Professor Ehrlich on the subject of social value, creating the social value and preserving the social value for the next generation to come.
Wow, that's a big question. So, social value, preserving social value for the generations to come. Well, before you preserve something, one needs to acknowledge it or measure it. So how does one measure social value? Today, its measurement, or until today, the measurement has been in dollars, dollar bills. One single dollar bill can reflect all the different social values, or social values can be bought. But that may be a bit facetious. There are many measurements for value. Until now, there has not been clear ways to measure social value. One's friendship, one's compassion, one's encouragement, one's steadfastness, the ideas, the structures that create value in life are often called social values, but we have no ability to share them or to methodologize the sharing of these qualities, so that one can get good friendship and support and encouragement from friends, but amongst strangers one can't access it. Although there is no reason why strangers couldn't be encouraging and supporting and loving in circumstances. Certainly in circumstances where there is no conflict over resources. Possibly we don't like, a lot of our not liking one another could be for the competition for limited resources, or a struggle over limited resources. But in the age where there is surplus, creativity, there can be many opportunities to share. So sorry, we got off your question.
Our question was preserving the social value, and I was thinking, if you see the picture in the background, is actually maybe an old picture of the synagogue, which was the first synagogue. And so what was remained, let's say, what value was there and what remained?
Interesting, the relationship between something material and something ephemeral, the image of it. It's a tantalizing relationship. So that the memory of this, whilst it is probably in 100, 200 years, this may be very important as the first synagogue was in this incredibly developed city. On the other hand, I already envisage it developed. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that synagogue can be replaced with 10 floors on the top of a 100-story building, and it'd be a magnificent opera house synagogue overlooking the city, and with accommodation for.
Why do you think it should be replaced? Why not added up and preserved?
Well,
it has the legal status in the law to be preserved. It's the first synagogue of Tel Aviv.
If it would satisfy you that we take it apart brick by brick and preserve it, then that's also okay with me. The relationship between the material stones and the ideas that it contains, somehow or other, it's really a tantalizing question. That on one hand we give deference to the material because that material is a sum total of everything that was put into it, and represents really, materially.
It's not only about the material.
The idea.
Let's say one side of it is material, And it's more the side of the labor and learning the skills, which is on the other side of the synagogue.
So,
And the synagogue is more spiritual value, but still, it's, you know, we also, the temple was destroyed, but we also wanted to be once again shining its glory.
Well, that's what I am aiming for in this vision is the extension of one's imaginations to just as now they were on the frontiers of the city, building and creating in a hot or a rough climate, and using the what they knew and the best design and bringing in influences from the positive influences that they knew. That they were extending themselves, and today, likewise, I think that we should extend ourselves in the best technology, the freshest approach, with great innovative ideas and the forefront and expression of our knowledge. And I think that requires us, it should require us to go very high and high tech. And visionary, to go as far and as wild as possible, whilst reflecting, whilst being in stride with a classic vision. I think that this keeping technology and development astride of a vision gives it the best of both worlds.
Something like this? Too small.
I mean, in terms of size, I like very big
About the design, the modern design, and including the menorah as a modern synagogue.
As a synagogue.
This is a synagogue.
As a synagogue.
Shari Asher de Kibbutz Galuyah. It's synagogue. Yeah.
The synagogue is nice, but that synagogue can go up another 50 floors.
Yeah. What's the idea?
The idea would be that a synagogue could either build around it or up above it many floors, and that they now have 4 floors, and they would get maybe altogether of 100-story building, they'd get 10 floors. They would double their size and their budget and the capacities to, and their synagogue could be in the roof with beautiful elevators.
So, guys, if you are in legislation, please consider this proposal from Professor Avram Melech, who really gives here some social values for the future of Tel Aviv and other cities.